Well, today on the podcast, we have Savannah.
Hi.
Hell yeah,
Oh,
sister.
I love the intro.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel famous over here.
How did
All right.
Is this legal?
What?
This intro?
Oh, yeah.
The other thing when I googled podcast, it goes, make sure you pick music that's legal. And it goes because you'll have to pay for whatever. And
Well, yeah.
It said to just make noises. And
Well,
make,
there's several different things that you could actually pay for. So
yeah,
you could actually-
it had a bunch of links, and it's like, hey, there's all these links, and just click on one. You could pick your own intro and buy one.
Oh, yeah, we got one.
So that's what you did.
That was good.
Oh, yeah, we
So
got
we own that
we got
intro?
one. Yeah, we got.
Do it again.
This is
we
our.
got a bunch of different music.
We own
we can
that?
add little air horns.
We own the air horn.
All right, well, we have Savannah today. And anyways, we got her here this morning to talk a little bit about Scottsdale, because this is Scottsdale on the rocks.
Hell yeah,
Lord.
Rocky.
Can't
We're
talk
on
too
the
much.
Scottsdale on the rocks bottom.
All right, Savannah, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? Like, how long you been in Scottsdale? Tell us all about that.
From California. I've been here for, oh my God, way too long.
Oh, really?
7 years.
7 years? Wow, you've been here
Jesus.
just, longer than me probably then.
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from New Mexico originally, but I've been here since 2017.
We're out in
So-
California. He's from Albuquerque.
Like Riverside.
Sweet.
Where's
sweet.
that? What does Riverside mean? Who the fuck? What? Riverside?
It's like when you drive to California, there's like Palm Springs and then Riverside and then LA.
Oh, really? So you party a lot in Palm Springs?
No,
A lot of
absolutely.
Airbnbers?
Absolutely not. I wish though. I want to go.
Really? How far is
check that out.
Riverside from Palm Springs?
45 minutes.
Oh, so you have to go there.
There's nothing in Palm
There's
Springs.
nothing but Airbnbs.
Yeah, and like Stagecoach. and
How nuts is
Coachella.
that? Yeah. Oh, that's where Stagecoach is.
Yeah, it's like Palm Desert.
Oh, so you're from Stagecoach.
Yeah.
Riverside.
Grew up on the horses.
Wow.
Just
So I
kidding.
should know Riverside because you drive through it to LA.
Yeah,
So you're basically how far from LA? 4 hours?
an hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
4 hours? What kind of math are you doing over here?
Well, here, have some.
What is it? Ew, there's a hair.
Yeah, it's from me. Look,
Oh, my God.
my
That's
dog.
my thing. I
Okay, so you're from Riverside. Do you have a dog?
have 2 dogs,
Oh, what are your dogs' names?
Ace and Demi,
Oh, nice.
Why did you name your dog Demi?
because I'm a bottle girl. Have you never had an Ace Demi-Sec? It's like the burgundy bottle.
What? Ace Demisec? Never heard of such a thing.
That's
Do you
too
know any
fancy for me, I
bottle
guess.
Is that the white one?
No, it's burgundy.
Oh,
Ace
that's
Demisec?
some rare shit right there.
Okay, so you what? Back up.
Joel doesn't even know this.
I know. It's like a
I'm
cute
not-
little purple burgundy.
That's the. Oh, so
They
it
have
tastes
Ace
better.
And Demi.
Is it like a rosé or what is it?
Kinda, yeah. It just tastes like juice.
Interesting.
Kind of tastes like rosé.
Did James
So-
Chow teach you this? Who taught you this?
Who's James Chow? Am I supposed to know that?
James Chow, shout out Champagne King. He used to sell a lot of champagne in Scottsdale. Ace, not Ace though. That was Hans. Hans sold all the Ace. Who taught you this about Ace and Demi? Sec.
My job?
Wow.
Wow.
Come on, Joel. You've been in the industry
I'm
for how
really
many
bad.
years? And you
Hey,
still don't know
I
this?
don't know the technical stuff.
Don't they do those like tastings, like the spirits places come and like let you try all the different like
Yeah,
champagnes and
it's
stuff?
usually, yeah, or like just tequila.
You obviously never went. Joel.
So no, I've been to the craziest ones.
Do you work in the industry?
I
No,
know, this
that's
guy?
the thing. No, I was telling Jerome, I worked in fine dining forever, and we would do the most insane champagne tastings, like crazy. And they would come in, So I worked at this one steakhouse that, when I left there, that's what Steak 44 replaced. That's why I
Yeah.
did so well there, because it was just the same exact clients.
Yeah.
So I worked at Steak 44, and they would like do these tastings on champagne, and they'd be like, "Hey, today's tasting cost us like $40K." That was what they say at the beginning of the tasting.
For a tasting?
Oh wow.
Yes, and it would be the most insane champagne, crazy, like what
Like
you're
what?
saying. Some Brut de Brut, Blanc de Blanc, some Cristal, some. It's
Do
they're
people
very
still drink Cristal?
people drink it all
I've
day.
only seen it like at
Crazy.
Bottle Blonde. That's the only place I've seen it like sold at, to be honest. I haven't seen it sold at Hi-Fi, Casamigos.
I've seen it
anywhere
at Casamigos.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
That's like, wasn't it Bel Air?
No
used
one
to
drinks it
like
at
the big
Hi-Fi.
one?
Is
Where
it
do you work?
Hi-Fi.
Hi-Fi or Di-Fi?
Hi-Fi,
Oh,
Di-Fi.
shit.
Oh.
How long you been at Hi-Fi?
Only since June.
Since June? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, weren't you at Hefe before or something?
Right.
Oh, right. That's what it was. And
Mm-hmm.
do you like Hi-Fi a lot better than Riot? What do you think?
It's different. I'm like, yeah, let me drink this.
It's different. Different in what way?
Shake the rocks. ASMR.
So
guys.
Savannah's a bottle girl. She works at Hi-Fi.
I do.
And anyways, I've seen her working her magic over at Hi-Fi. She's a professional for sure. Absolutely. That's why we got her on here.
Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
No, it's a good thing. Yeah, it's a good thing. In Scottsdale, you're a saleswoman for sure. I've seen that.
I think that we should define bottle girl.
Yeah. So what is a bottle girl? Explain that to us.
We just sell champagne.
So, so like, what's your job like in the club? Like, what's your like job description?
Easiest terms, like create a vibe. That's it.
Yeah. So
make people feel like we want them there.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
I mean, we do, but
Yeah.
Yeah, if
off at
someone's
2 a.m.
buying champagne, it's expensive. You know, even to be called champagne, you have to be from France. So they want to vibe because they're celebrating something. Whether it just some of us are just celebrating life, and then some people are actually celebrating their wedding. They're getting married. A lot of bachelorette parties is very common. Their birthday, or every once in a while you run into people that are just celebrating like a big business milestone. So they're celebrating something, and someone's going to serve you the champagne. So whoever's serving it to you would be a bottle girl, helping you celebrate whatever it is you're celebrating.
yeah.
And so it's what you said. It's a vibe. You're creating a vibe. That's literally your job.
For sure. Creating a vibe, making it fun, having just like a uplifting, just good time is really what it comes down to.
I mean, you have to. They're spending.
Someone has to do this
way
for the
too much
record,
money.
because people celebrate things. And so you go somewhere where someone is doing this. So it's not
the Lord's work.
It's yeah. Exactly.
So
They're
you're
the
from
devils.
So you're from California. You have 2 dogs. How did you end up here in Scottsdale?
I went to school at GCU. I was on the
Okay,
dance
yeah. That's
team.
the most common thing here, actually.
Wow.
GCU.
I was on the dance team though. That's not common.
Oh, really?
That's probably the only reason I
GCU
went
has
there.
a dance team.
Okay.
What
Yes.
do you
Oh,
guys
so
wear?
you got some moves then.
You guys wear hoodies and
Oh shit.
like what?
What's your like if there's a Savannah move, like what is it like do you got like a special twerk or something? Do you got
You're
like
a dancer?
Yeah. I'm not like a stripper.
No.
No
I
hate
know
to
that.
strippers. I love strippers. I can go to the
Hey,
strip
so
club any
I
day,
see
but-
where you. All right, my bad.
So like you were dancing like for like different like sporting events or something or what
yeah,
was it?
like competitively, and then GCU only has basketball, so
Oh yeah, okay.
basketball games. But yeah, came out here for that, and then
So you were
Christian
a
college to
cheerleader
bottle
at
server.
GCU.
Nice.
well, dancer, but yeah, dance and cheer is so different.
It's just really.
Yeah.
What's the difference between dance and cheer? Do you know, Jerome?
I don't know, to be honest.
Okay.
Cheer is like throwing people in the air. Dance is like
Oh
the
yeah,
ground.
yeah. That makes more
so
sense, yeah.
You were dance, not cheer. Okay.
And how did you end up in bottle service over here in Scottsdale?
I think I just applied. I applied first at Hefe.
Yeah.
And then became a host, and then it just history from there.
You
I think that's like a
applied
common step.
yourself.
I think that's a
Yeah.
common step up.
I
They
applied myself.
They become a host and then they like get adapted to the environment. Then they're like, all right, let's go. You know?
Yeah, and then you never leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
Never
favorite
leave.
question that Jerome asks is always, "How do we meet?"
Oh yeah.
Start with Jerome.
What? How did I meet Savannah? I think
Yeah,
I just
I
kind of
wanna
came
know.
across her. Just like to be honest, I hadn't really had a conversation with you until like this last weekend. To be honest,
Yeah.
and we had like a really good conversation. She's a big investor, this girl, and so I'm trying to teach her how to do some crypto trading and some other stuff.
I muted that
But she's like,
conversation.
"What in the hell's going on?" Because I put her in a group conversation.
alert.
I put her in a group conversation with like Matt Morgan, a couple of my other buddies that are
Stop.
trading, and she's like, "What the hell is going on in this conversation?" I was like,
I muted the conversation.
"Well, I have all my group conversations muted, and then I just go to them like as needed, you know."
Well, he throws me into this group chat, and they just start sending
That's so
graphs.
Jerome.
Like, graphs, and I have no idea what's going on.
I know,
there.
no. You need some more
Hey,
like.
he did the same thing to me. He's like, "Hey, let's start a podcast." I was like, "Hey, I'm coming over." And then here I
Well,
am.
she needs some more context. You know, like I'm big like in terms of investing. I get like super detailed. Like I'm a super nerd, so like I'll go into Elliott waves and I'll go into like different like resistance and support levels and like I'm
Over my
yeah.
head.
So, anyways, we're gonna get you there, okay, Savannah?
I have to unmute the combo first.
Yeah.
but-
Well,
Do
eventually.
you remember when you met Jerome?
I think it's just in passing. Like we've
No, no,
seen
no,
each
no.
other.
What-
Like
do you remember?
there's no specific moment.
You
or
don't
anything
remember?
that- yeah. I don't even remember.
Do you remember when you met me? Wow.
No.
She doesn't remember either.
Yeah,
Wow,
we're
you
forgettable. We're forgettable. That's fine.
Hey, that's
Scottsdale,
good.
though.
Hey,
Half the people in Scottsdale
don't-
don't know how they
I know,
met
I know,
anyone.
I know.
No, I remember when I first met you.
Thought
You
that-
don't remember the exact moment?
Yeah.
Was it like sugar, sugar?
I was me and Ramin were in town. Is when I was working for Arva. Me and Ramin were in town, and I went into Hefe one day. It was during the lockdowns, so like rules. And I walked in, and I remember the day I met you.
So what happened? Paint a picture for us. What was she wearing? Like, what was she doing?
I don't remember that, but I just remember that's the day I met Savannah Neat. Hey, Neat, where are you? What? That's so neat. What is this name that you have?
So different now.
Is this your mother's or your father's name?
My father's.
Father. Okay. And where's your dad from?
California.
Oh, Riverside.
What's your ethnicity?
White.
You're just white.
Hey,
white girl.
that's so neat.
Yeah, she could pass for like almost anything. To be honest, she could be like a little Spanish. She could be like a little Asian. She could maybe
Asian?
a little bit. I don't know.
I don't think.
No, Greek.
Where's your mother from?
California.
God, wow. They only breed with Californians in
guess.
California.
Is your natural hair color black?
No, it's like dirty blonde.
Oh, really?
That's
Wow.
what- if you
I would have
met
never
me-
guessed that.
Yeah, if you met me when I was
I
working at
remember.
Hefe, I had like
Yeah, I do.
light blonder hair. Yeah, and it was short.
I like
had
it
no
like
tits.
this. This is good.
You had a mushroom.
No,
going
you
on.
had tits when I met you. You had just gotten them. Maybe you didn't.
I didn't, because I didn't get tits. I don't think until I
When
was
were you-
working at Riot.
Really?
So is that a very common thing here in Scottsdale? Like everyone gets tits? Is that what it is?
You got them in
It's like a
Scottsdale?
rite of passage. Once you have tits, you're in it.
Where did you
you're
get them?
going.
Are you allowed to talk about it?
Yeah.
Oh, where'd you get them?
Like who?
I don't know any boob doctors.
Oh, Dr. Nakbar.
Neck bar.
Nakbar. It's the same as, I don't know if I can say this, but Ali Youngdale from Hefe. We went the exact
Yeah, you
same
can say
week.
it. You're not a doctor.
That's true. No confidentiality.
No confidence. Hey, so
Joel
how
can't
many?
say
so you-
confidentiality. I don't know why.
Hey, how many? You know a lot of people that go to this one doctor.
No, I only know 3, including me.
Okay, well that's still impressive. I mean,
Yeah.
because that's more than most doctors. Like that's
No,
a lot.
I walked in and he probably thought I was a stripper because I had a red Nike shoebox of cash. And I go,
Y'all
told
pay-
him you're
pay
like
with
I'm
ones."
a dancer. I'm a dancer. I'm a GCU dancer.
Here's $7,000 one. 7,000
no.
ones.
Literally, it was like all cash. And I was like, she's like counting it out. And I was like,
Stop.
schedule my
Sarah.
appointment.
Shut up. You could have gone to
That's
the bank
hilarious.
first.
That's pretty funny.
You could have
The
broke
bank
it
for
down.
what?
That's good though.
But
Yeah.
you're right. That's the way to do it. That's
Or
hilarious.
just pull it out.
She's the boss.
Hey, they're
literally
like,
walked
oh,
in.
we're used to this.
Probably.
Well, Joel, during the last podcast, Joel was actually talking about getting some girls some implants, and
Well, I would date a girl, and I would be like,
he would take the payments though. He would not pay
I would do the
upfront.
payment program. So that led us into.
Like,
I wonder how
co-sign
many.
it?
Yeah.
Right? Did you do the payment program?
No.
I would do that option. Is what I'm saying. I would. Why wouldn't you? You know, you save your cash, and so you just do the payment program, as long as there's a good interest rate. And
Hey, if you got the cash, you got to pay for
Yeah.
it. But yeah, if
no,
you wanna,
that's really the move. Honestly, my aunt would say that. That's the move.
I mean, it would make sense if you're paying for a girl's, because then if she does some
Right. And
crazy
so
shit, you can be like,
I know someone that has like 7 payment plans going on.
that's crazy.
David Cardoso. We're gonna get it. Hey.
those 7 payment plans are still going
He doesn't
on.
even
but-
know how to send a cease and desist. We're not worried about anything.
Oh my God, that's funny. No, if you have the cash, there's no point in doing a payment plan.
Yeah, it's true.
No, you're right. You're right.
You're just paying extra money.
But if
for
I was
no
gonna
reason.
do it for someone, I would do a payment program.
Joel would be a billionaire. He'd be like, nah,
I would go.
I'm taking the
Hey,
payment.
I would go.
program.
Yeah.
200 a month for the next 3 years.
She'd be like, "Hey, my man bought me these. They were $20K." I'd be like, "Oh my, pay like." We did it's $400 a month if you treat it like a car for $20K boobs, and those got to be nice.
20K boobs.
20K
That's
boobs? Oh
crazy.
my
You
God.
finance a car, a $20,000
What do those have? Diamonds
car.
on them or
That's what
something?
I'm saying. What kind of shit
Oh,
are
you
these?
know what? It doesn't even make sense
All
because
right,
you got to
come
put
on.
something down. Let's-
Have you seen them? Have you seen the 20K versus like a normal?
Yeah, the areolas are perfect. What they do?
They don't even work on the areolas.
Sparkle.
No, it's a whole package.
Bedazzled. Is that what it is or what?
You're the third boob.
Oh,
A 3D.
it's on the back or something. Or
It's
what?
like everywhere you look, there's a boob, and it's nice for the buyer.
Do that again?
All right. So in terms of bottle service and such, in terms of, I've been curious to ask some bottle girls these questions. I just never have. But in terms of, is there like in terms of when you're in hi-fi or whatever, is there like a competition amongst like the bottle girls that work there necessarily, or not really?
Trying to say this in the best way. Yes and no. I feel like that's like any job.
Yeah.
Obviously, like
Like obviously you want to be better at sales and you want to sell more,
Yeah.
etc. But Like, is it like a constant thing that's going on, or you don't really think about it, or?
It's not really a hi-fi, I don't think. I'm sure other venues have it, but
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
not too crazy about that. Because at the end of the day, we all make money. That's
Yeah,
how
yeah.
I see it. You want to bring somebody in,
That's-
whatever.
That's the mindset.
Yeah.
We all, I mean, whoever brings that person in is going to get paid a little bit more.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't have been paid anyways if you didn't bring them in. So it's like, whatever.
So I noticed that, like in terms of the bottle service staff, that especially at Hi-Fi, like even if you have like a server that serves you or whatever, they still like basically people like different like girls come to your table and still serve it. So it seems like you guys all kind of like help each other out, right? Is that right there? Or
Yeah, it's more, I think, obviously when
Sorry.
someone's like spending a lot, obviously like they're wanting all the girls there.
yeah.
So it's more of like go over there and hang out, help them drink.
Yeah. So it seems like what I've noticed in terms of like veteran bottle girls versus like newer bottle girls is like a lot of the veteran bottle girls like know exactly how to like get people to buy more champagne, and they know exactly what the clients want. They're entertaining. Sometimes they do like tricks in terms of drinking champagne and all that stuff. Do you got any like tricks and stuff like that, or what have you got? Because I feel like you're almost a veteran already at this point.
Oh my gosh. Don't say that. It makes me feel like I've been in it for too long.
Well, not in that way,
Well,
but I
like,
mean,
Might have
but
been in it
in
for too long.
Leo years.
Leo years?
How old are you?
24.
Oh, you're good. You're still young.
Yeah.
still baby. She
but-
feels old.
There's girls that are in their 30s still doing this.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Sorry.
No, I mean, there's like a couple of tricks. Like when I was at Riot, me and like a couple servers, because we were the only ones that had tits.
Yeah.
You just like put the champagne glass in your boobs, and then you just basically motorboat them.
Hey, that's really good.
Of course, that's gonna get
Who
people to
taught
buy
you
more
that?
champagne.
Who taught you that?
We were like, I think it was some holiday weekend, and we were fucking around, and I was like, okay, we ran
I
out
never
of like
heard
the
such a
mouth
thing.
ones. I was like, put it in
Yeah,
your
yeah.
boobs.
So
With boobs, like you
that
can do
is-
anything. You know what I mean?
all right,
Like,
so-
Oh, that's immediate next bottle.
yeah, I'll take 2 more.
We should write a book on the moves, because I know a girl, Holly, that we used to, what she would do is she would give the guy, she'd walk up to him. He'd be sitting at the table. You know how they sit on the top, like up here? And she'd walk up, set the menu on his lap. Okay, and while she's talking to him, like get real close in there, like this.
Oh yeah.
And
She's
it's
good.
the
She's
si-
good.
And I was like, whoa. And I
That is
witnessed this,
smart.
and I'd be like, she was really good. And she'd walk away, and she sold like 10K Dom ladder, and you're like, whoa. So this is
I'm
good
like, well,
too.
I'm in tonight,
So-
so maybe I'll try it.
Yeah.
Well, some of the things that I've noticed is like when you go to like a new rookie bar or something that they don't know, like basically kind of what they're doing in terms of bottle growers that are brand new, etc. Then like you see the different experience of like going to like Bottle Blind, Hi-Fi, one of those places, or going like to one of these other places in Tempe or something. So anyways, like this one time I got a bottle, and anyways, like the girl, well, they took like 20 minutes to even seat us in the first place, whatever, which I was like, oh my God, this is the VIP experience.
Yeah.
And then we get like to our table, we order like a bottle of vodka or something, whatever the heck happens, and then they take forever to get the bottle. They bring it out. They serve every single person except the person that's actually ordering the bottle. And then when they actually pour it, they pour too much or something into the thing, and then they serve you, and then they don't come back for
Yeah.
freaking ever. So I was like, oh my God. Like, but then you go somewhere else that actually like knows what they're doing, and they're like, the first person they serve is you. Like they're like focused on like entertaining like you or your guests or whoever it happens to be, like whether it be like just a fun vibe or just whatever. But I know that's kind of a new thing, and I've seen like a bunch of like videos in terms of bottle girls like trying to teach stuff to like other people. So what are some tips that you would give to another bottle girl, like in terms of like just entertaining your guests or making it more fun for the customer experience, especially in just Scottsdale in general?
I feel like it varies on the person, like the type of person you are.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, like one thing I've learned is to not be pushy, because especially people who have the money like that,
Yeah.
they obviously they have the money to spend it, but they like got that money by being smart.
Yeah.
So they're not idiots. Like if you're like the whole leg thing, it works for some people, but like other people are gonna be like,
I didn't even
"Fuck
think about
off."
this, but you're right about that.
Yeah.
Because I think when someone comes in, they're like, hey, do you want champagne? Do you want this? And then you're like, hell no, you know? But
Yeah.
then if you're just like relaxed and be like, all right, just have fun, whatever. And then
Yeah.
you're like, all right, like let's
She's
let's
good. Wow,
let's see a
you're
sign or
exactly
something,
right,
you know?
Savannah,
Well,
you're
the
really
people
good.
with the most money are the smartest people.
Oh, yeah.
Like those are the ones that you have to kind of like walk on like eggshells with.
Yeah.
Which is whatever. The people who are ready to blow money are idiots.
Yeah.
But I mean, makes me money, so I don't
Yeah.
care. But
So in terms of like spotting out certain people in terms of the crowd, can you like usually tell like who's gonna spend more money or who's not?
you always look at shoes and watches.
Really? Well, actually, that's right because people who have money, like they always like care about their shoes, whether they have something fancy, nice, and then so certain people like watches. I'm not a big watch person because I lost a Rolex
It
one
is
time, and
always
after
shoes
that,
though. Like if you like see people in the club and you're like, okay, they up top look like they might have money, and then you look down and they're wearing some like raggedy Converse.
yeah. You're like, come on.
When did
No.
you lose? When did you lose your Rolex?
Oh, this is a long time ago. Yeah.
When did you have a
It was
Rolex?
stolen
How
out of
old
my-
were
it
you
was
when you
stolen-
got- Was it a real Rolex?
Yeah, it was a real Rolex. Anyways, it got stolen out of my bag in Mexico. Yeah.
How long ago?
I can't even remember.
Did you find one in your bed?
Gosh,
This is interesting, Jerome.
yeah, whatever.
Gotcha.
I can't say shit.
Gotcha.
But anyways, it was nice. And then I hadn't really had a nice watch at all. And it's like Apple watches. I'm kind of a nerd, so I like all the data. You know what I mean? So that's usually what I have. Like either I have a new Louis Vuitton one that has like it's kind of like an Apple watch.
No, I can't keep a
That's
watch
the most
either.
fancy watch I have now. But
See, watches and shoes.
I can't keep a watch.
Works. It pretty much
Smart,
works
Savannah.
9 out of 10 times.
have you
That's
ever
your
had
move.
Have you ever had someone that you would have never guessed like had money and you're like, oh my god, this guy spent like
That's a good question.
something crazy?
Yes, but then there was this one time when I was working at Riot. This guy came in, I think he lives in Mexico, and he was just like spending all his cash, which I would never have thought he had that much
Oh, it's
cash.
all cash?
Yeah, but doesn't
Oh
like
my
the
God.
money like
So it's all cash.
change, right? It's like more expensive here than
So
like,
that's why
pesos.
you think he had cash?
He was
Well,
paying in
he-
pesos.
Stop.
I'm
Was he
like,
paying in pesos?
He's like 1 million pesos.
So he just had all cash.
he had all cash,
All right, but you didn't
But-
know he had all that cash? Okay.
but he like knew one of our like VIP hosts, and the host was like, he has all this cash, and he pulled it out, and it was like, I think he probably spent like 10 grand.
Oh, wow.
But I would have no idea. He's like, he
All
doesn't speak any
cash.
English.
He's just carrying 10 grand on.
Yeah, literally cash, which
I've seen
legal
that a
or
couple
not.
times.
No,
I've seen
yeah,
that a couple
but
times.
honestly, if you're gonna,
I've seen a
'cause
guy pay
you
like
can't,
20K or something
you
with
can't claim
cash.
like partying, so it's smart to just.
Well, and
spend
if you're like
your-
from out of the country, he probably brought over, I don't know the conversion or whatever, but he probably like brought over, what is that, 7 grand in pesos, and it's 10 grand here.
Yeah.
like 7 million in
more.
pesos.
Yeah.
Oh, it's more?
Oh yeah, it's
Oh
insane.
yeah.
It's
yeah,
devalued. I forget what
Like
it is.
10 pesos is like 10 cents here. Like a dime.
No,
it
I
says
think it's
10
less.
It's
pesos.
like 100,000
I don't know what it is.
pesos.
No,
is
because
10
you know when
grand.
you,
I don't
I
even know
always
what it is. I don't
memorize
even
it
know.
like this. You look at a dime. Okay, it says 10 cents, right? A peso. I look at a peso and it says 10. Pesos.
Google it. See what is a Google
Wait.
We could post
a
it.
dollar to peso conversion.
We all need to know.
It's probably like-
especially since we have Jerome on here.
I don't know, like
that doesn't even
25 to
know.
1. I don't know, something like that. I don't know. Let's see.
I'm so bad at math.
Peso.
We'll see.
I'm just
We'll
gonna
see.
Google. What should I?
All right.
Peso
Price
versus
is right
Jerome.
rules. What's your guess?
Yeah. What,
Dollar
what
to
do you think
peso.
a peso equals?
Let me.
All right. Let's see. I'll say 25 to 1. I don't know.
I don't even know how to say it.
I don't
Like,
know how to say it either.
like.
So $1 equals how many pesos? Do you
Okay,
think?
you ready? You're
Wait,
not even ready.
$1 is 10 pesos. Five. I'm
It's
gonna
what
say
I
five.
said for the record.
What is it?
So it's like literally.
Oh my God, you're not even googling it right
No,
now.
I did. Look. All right. So literally, it's
Yeah.
0.059 is how much a dollar is in 1 peso. It's 0.059. It's literally. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. It's
No, that's how much a peso is. It's 0.5
In a
cents. It's 5
point-
cents.
No.
So it's like
0.05.
I know that's like 5. That's six cents.
Because
6
0.5
cents.
would be 50 cents.
So 6
And
cents
then
is
I
1
looked
peso.
up how much is $1 US in Mexico. It equals $1 US equals 16.8.
16.
pesos.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I was high. So I was
My
high.
bad.
I thought it was devalued
I'm
more.
glad we
But
figured that
I'm
out.
a bottle girl for a
feel
reason. I don't know what's going
Could you
on.
imagine if you had to break down? Okay, so bottle girls in other countries, most people do pay in cash still, and you have to convert it as you do it. So when have you been to Cabo? You have to
Oh, yeah.
convert it while you're paying.
well, in Cabo, you sometimes
they
they're-
walk up to you and you go, "This is 16,000 pesos, and it's 1 bottle of Tito's." And you go, "I'm getting ripped off," but you have to just do the conversion, and then you're like, "Oh, $100 for a bottle of Tito's? This is great."
Yeah.
And that's why people go to Mexico.
Yeah.
I mean, that's smart, but as a server, I'd get so confused.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, the thing is, you could pay in, like you could pay in cash there, you could pay in credit card, and then you could like
Yeah,
you want
well,
to
if
pay
you
pesos,
have
you have to pay
Visa,
dollars.
You can
But
just use that, but I'm
but
saying,
some
it's like you said, the guy had cash, 10K cash.
some of the bars have a little bit like a little higher conversion or something, so they get a little bit more money. Like,
But back to Jerome's question, do you ever have anyone come in that you just didn't know they had money and you were like, whoa, they have all this money, and you're surprised? And I'm telling you, that's a good question because I preach this a lot. I'm like, hey, this happens in Scottsdale all the time. I tell my servers, I tell everyone, and I go, hey, in Scottsdale, one time I opened a club, okay, called Cirque for like 4 months. It was a long story. It's a short story. And because of the strip it was on, people in Scottsdale, Airbnbs or whatnot, wouldn't know any better. And so they would just stop there and they would go, I want a table. Just because of where we were, it's all about location. So I would go, okay, $5,000. Some outrageous thing to some random person. And they would go, okay. This happened for real, and I was like, what? And I just walk him in. So that's why it's so crazy. If you have a good location in Scottsdale, you could actually just make crazy money. And one time I just walked this guy in. It's like you were saying, and he pulled out a card to pay, just randomly, random person walking by, and I just said 5,000, and he goes, okay, and I just walked him in, sat him down, give me your card and ID. He goes, okay. He gives me a Palladium and an ID, and a Palladium is. I don't know have you seen a Palladium before?
Palladium.
It's not the same as like a black card, is it?
No. So a Palladium, there's
than a
not
black
a
card.
higher card
Well, that was a hotel.
There's not a higher card than a Palladium. All right, a Palladium, you see it in fine dining.
Are you talking
all the
about
time.
Amex or what are you talking about?
That's
No,
I'm
it's
like
J.P. Morgan does Palladium, and you don't
that's
see
good
it
to know,
anywhere, and
actually.
you don't see it anywhere unless you're talking to someone rich. I have a couple friends that have a Palladium. I won't say their name on this, but they actually have one. And it means to get that card, you have to have like 40. You can Google Palladium. You have to have 40 million in the bank, and then the card itself, if you melt it down, costs $1,000. Just the card.
So it's like this guy was throwing you like $1, basically.
$1,000
like,
if
here's
you have
No,
a Palladium.
But to him, it was like $1. You know?
Yeah, he did it so chill, and that's actually if you know someone I know that has a Palladium. And if you do it like that, that's how he loses it all the time. And I'm always like, dude,
Oh
that
my
card
God.
itself is $1,000. And so it's not just cash. If you see a black card, you know this.
Yeah.
You know, oh, okay. But that's honestly, no offense to Amex, that's gotten so standard that everyone has a black card.
I've noticed
Yeah.
that, like even in the club, like before my first like year and a half working in the industry, I would probably see 2 black cards a year.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yeah, they're gonna spend, they have money.
Yeah.
But now, like a year and a half later, I probably see 1 a month.
Yeah. You don't see very many.
Which is
You
a
don't
lot.
have to make that much money though to have a black
One
card.
a month is a lot. Oh, you think it's
think?
not that many now?
No, going from seeing 2
she's
a
talking
year
about a real black
to
card.
once a
So
month.
there's different black cards. But the
Oh, yeah.
real one
Like
is
an
called a
Amex black
Centurion.
card.
Yeah, that's the real one, the Amex
Yeah.
one.
Well, I know they have that fake black cards. Like they have like a fake black card, credit
Well,
card thing.
yeah,
or something.
different
I
people
think
have
every
black
bank
cards.
is doing that.
Yeah,
Everyone's like
Yeah.
putting the queue down a little bit so it
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
black.
Yeah. They're like, oh, he's rich, and they're like,
But I always tell
$1,000
people,
credit, but
That's a Chase card, actually.
but the fact is, you never know, and you're exactly right. And luckily, I was at the door that night when I brought that guy in because you just never know who anyone is.
That is true. Like, and people who do have the most money don't care about what they're wearing either.
yeah.
The ones who are dressed in like
All
No
fancy
offense
stuff
to
like this.
Gucci.
Yeah.
no, the ones who were dressed with like the Louis V belts and like the big chains.
Oh yeah.
And like
I
pouring
feel like it's too
champagne on
much.
their
Yeah.
watches.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous.
This is your dad's card.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Your dad just funded your night, but
No, I agree with you 100%. No, some people when they're like just like too much like everything, you're just like, oh my god. Then their credit card declines. There was this guy that I went out with one time, and on Instagram he's like, like the biggest baller, like whatever the heck, and then I ended up having like the card, ordered a couple things or something, and he tried to split it with me, and then he has like multiple credit cards and they're all declining, and I'm just like, oh my god, like come on, man.
and then it's I hit my limit at midnight.
Yeah,
It'll
it's
reset.
some
I'm like,
BS.
no, it's not resetting.
It seems like that's a big thing here in Scottsdale, because I've had I was at Skylanes one time, and anyways, there's like some guy brought a friend, whatever, and this guy is like talking to the girls that I'm with, like that are at my table, and he's like, oh, like he's like bowling, he's like, oh, it's bet $10,000 a hand or something. If you win this, like I'll give you $10,000. He's telling these girls all like way too much, right?
Yeah.
It's like an older guy, and anyways, he like starts drinking like some of my like alcohol, etc., whatever.
Weaseling his way
Yeah.
in.
So then he's like, oh, I'll buy bottles at the next place or something, right? So we go downstairs, literally Casamigos, and so I tell Drew, I was like, hey man, this guy, like he's rich as hell. He said he's gonna buy the bottles, whatever.
Yeah.
So then like he starts ordering whatever. Like he orders like a Dom, like a 1942, and like some Tito's and some other stuff, whatever. Anyways, tab comes around. He lost his wallet, whatever, right? And then
It's like hidden in his shoe.
yeah, so some BS, whatever. Like it didn't work out, And then I ended up having to pay for the tab or whatever. Then I saw this guy like at Toca Madera, like I don't know, like a month later or something, right? And I was like, hey man, you're so rich and you forgot your wallet, blah blah blah. And he's like, oh well, he's like trying to brag still, and I was like, come on man, like he's like, you could take my private plane whenever you want, and I was like.
And that's why Jerome started this podcast.
I was like, you do not got a private plane, buddy.
We're trying to prove this guy wrong.
But
Yeah, no,
but I've seen so many of those in Scottsdale. It's amazing. Like how many people there is like that in Scottsdale that will like just be braggy for no reason. Like I've never tried to brag about anything that I've ever done or anything, and I don't understand it. Like, do you know?
I think Scottsdale.
Why do you think that is?
Scottsdale just created its own like.
Do you think that's just Scottsdale?
The vortex?
Yeah.
It's not just Scottsdale, but it's like.
I'm glad you
sure,
called it
like,
that because like it literally is a vortex. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Sucks
people
you
get
in.
people get
I'm
sucked
gonna
in
Google vortex
for one. And then, like, I don't know if it's just like a mentality that like comes with the like entertainment or what it is. What do you think it is?
I think they just feel like the only way to get attention is that way because as like a bottle girl, whatever, like friends that are friends with guys who actually buy tables in Scottsdale, they know that they're like, for one, I mean, a lot of people do have real friendships out here.
Yeah.
But no, I think that people just feel the need to like feel included. And the only way for them to do that is to have money, whether they have it or they don't.
Yeah. I feel like that's like a newbie thing in Scottsdale. Like when they first come to Scottsdale, they feel like they have to like get attention or like do that type of thing. But then the longer someone's here, I think they care less about that and they realize that people are just like, it's a fun thing. Scottsdale's fun, you know?
Yeah.
And I think as time goes on, like people lose that, or like it gets better at least for some.
It's either that or they just ran out of money the first 2 months.
Oh yeah, then all of a sudden they disappear. They move out of state.
Yeah, you don't see them for how long? They ran through all their money.
So we were having a conversation earlier in terms of our text conversation, and so tell us the story of why they call you Anal Savannah.
Do they call you that for the
No,
record?
they really do. Everybody does. Like,
Where are you getting your sources?
No, everybody. Like they're like, oh, Anal Savannah.
Okay,
yeah.
before we all
I
right.
hate you.
Anal means a mass of fluid with a whirling or circular motion that tends to form a cavity or vacuum in the center of the
That's
circle.
Anal or vortex?
So that's where the story comes.
Vortex.
You
My
just
bad.
said anal means, and then you read that.
My bad. Vortex.
Anal
Savannah.
vortex. Oh my god.
Anal vortex. Are you familiar with an anal vortex?
That's what we're gonna call Savannah. From now
Hi,
on.
I'm the AV guy.
We should call Joel Anal Vortex.
I want a nickname.
Anal Vortex.
Hey, is that
Let's start it. Let's get it going.
Shut up. So
Everybody
Jerome
from now
always
on, if you
asks
see Joel,
everyone-
just yell out Anal Vortex Joel.
I think
right?
part of this podcast, Jerome, now that he keeps asking, I think is to figure out how you got your nickname. And first, for the record, I did not know you were called Anal Savannah.
I'm not. He literally just pulled that out of his ass. Literally.
Jerome, you can't. All right, you can't make up fake nicknames, but unless you edit this yourself, Savannah, we're gonna put this in.
Nobody calls me that.
No, but that's actually her Instagram name, Anal Savannah.
Is it really?
Linked down below.
Link
Why
down
are
below.
you- oh, Jerome.
No, it really isn't.
Okay, well, we can't put lies on here. Hey, edit this out. Tell him not to put this on.
I don't
All right,
really
put
care.
it on. All right, but listen, Anal Vortex is a good name.
Yeah.
And
This is
then
true.
it's crazy that this is what
There
Vortex
probably is a girl in Scottsdale that's called Anal Vortex, I'm sure.
I mean, it's probably a really good like OnlyFans name.
Right? Oh my god.
It says here another name is called Whirlpool Eddie.
What are you
I'm not
looking
even
at?
Google. I just Googled vortex meaning, and it goes an acronym Whirlpool Eddie. Oh, that's a sick synonym.
So do you have any real nicknames?
Just Sav or
Really?
Savage.
Sav.
Savage, yeah,
I think
that's
Sav's
badass,
your real
actually.
nickname. I
Sav?
think everyone calls you
Savage
Sav.
Well, growing up, I was only called Vanna like my entire life, and then
Mm-hmm.
came to Scottsdale, and then it's just Sav.
What's cool is in Scottsdale, okay, and me and Jerome talk about how in this podcast, how Scottsdale is really just one of the major party cities or major food and beverage, major industry cities
For entertainment.
in the United
Yeah.
States, for sure. In the world, one of the major ones.
There's not many
And
places
people-
you could go and have as much fun as you can in
It's
Scottsdale,
just
you
crazy because we only have like probably 8 venues.
So,
And we're
having said
still-
that, there are nicknames, and when you say, and that nicknames, it may sound silly or like we're in Little Rascals, but like when you say when you talk about it, it's like, oh, well, it's crazy. This town, this city, everyone knows who that is. For example, Jerome, if anyone that has ever been to Scottsdale says, hey, have you seen Miho? We know you're talking about Jerome.
Yeah, exactly.
100%. So it's very interesting that you're exactly right, Sav. Everyone knows if you say Sav, we know exactly, because I'm telling you.
This is true.
I can tell you, come on, a lot of people in this town, because we have so many girls that work in the center, named Savannah, okay? But there's only one Sav, so that's pretty dope.
This is true. It is. Well, Scottsdale is a small community, I think, in sense, essentially, like everybody
like
knows
high
everybody.
school.
Yeah, it is. Like everybody knows everybody. Like if you go like to any place, restaurant here in Scottsdale, or you go to a different bar, you go to a different like event or something, you see like everyone that you know like all the time. Yeah, the same people all the time. That's what I actually like that about Scottsdale. You know, it's a very small community, and like people like help each other out, especially like if someone's working another venue or something, or someone's like at a particular event, or like someone tries to either help you out in terms of trying to get you a discount, trying to get you in, something like that, you know? And that's one of the things I actually love about Scottsdale. What are some of the things that you enjoy doing in Scottsdale? Like if you, I know you work in the bar industry, but like if you're like have a night off, where do you go?
If you have a night off. And for the record, bottle girls, they never have a night off.
I know. That's
why
I'm asking.
So there's 52 weeks in a year, and they work every single weekend unless there's a wedding or something. They're family oriented. They're real people like you and me. So they schedule that in advance to have a weekend off. So their nights off are always going to be whenever you're working, for always, and they would never just schedule to have a night off. Okay, so they don't have a night off.
I've learned in the past year, sometimes I need to schedule like for a night off. Like
That's
gets like
very healthy.
It gets
So
crazy.
how often do you have like
Do you actually schedule a night off for real?
I think in
Have
my
you done
3
that
years,
ever?
I've done it once.
Okay,
Really?
so one
Wow.
time you go, hey, I just want this Friday night.
Yeah, like not a vacation.
I just want it off.
Myself. Yeah.
You've done that one time in 3 years. You've only been in the industry 3 years. That's
what-
still a long time.
So what's
in
your-
dog years? That's you're a teenager.
So what's your schedule? Do you work like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or what is it?
Usually
Okay.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then sometimes we're open Mondays, but it's like rare I get scheduled for Monday. And then I also have a day job at a high school, so I have that Monday through Friday, and then high five.
What do you do there?
Friday, I'm a cheer coach.
Oh, nice.
Dance
Dude,
or cheer?
That's awesome.
Cheer.
Okay, it's interesting.
Confusing. Fuck, I was gonna say something I forgot.
No, you were talking about
Oh.
your nights off. What do you do on a night off?
Oh,
Like Jerome?
I've
So this
turned
night
into-
that you took in 3 years.
That was like a year
Jerome-
ago.
Hey, Savannah, Sav, it's been.
I took
3
one
years.
weekend off 3 years ago.
I took one night off. Sorry to build. Hey, and what do you do on this night?
I still like kind of want to go out, but I'm like the older I'm getting, I'd rather like get drunk at dinner
Yeah.
than not go out to Old Town or something till like 12:30. An hour and a half is good for me in Old Town.
Well, Joel was
not
talking
working.
about the other day, like he's saying amateurs go out early, you know, like go out like at 9 p.m. or something like that. But yeah, like veterans or whatever that
We
like,
go out at
hang
11,
Well,
midnight.
Well, whether you go at 10 or 1:30,
You
you're
go
gonna see the
somewhere first.
exact same people.
Yeah,
So it doesn't matter what time you go
because
out.
that's what you're doing is you're just saying hello.
Yeah, and you're just walking around 8 different venues in and out.
So what time do these bars get like busy nowadays? Is it like more like
Great question.
Later now.
it's later?
It's not till like
12:30?
11:45 midnight.
Yeah.
When I first started, it was like 10:45 was like picking up. 11:30
Okay,
was
so
slammed.
what time do you say you're not allowed to drink?
What
Do
do
you
you
ever say this
To who?
to your table that has just bought a bottle of champagne and it's 1:30 a.m. and you just said you start? I'm not trying to get some, but like what time do you
you
say,
can-
hey, it's 2 a.m. You got to stop?
You're cut off.
No, you can. So like I've had tables who have bought in a bottle at 1:59,
Oh my god.
and you ring it in, you charge the card, you run the bottle out. As long as the bottle is open, they can still consume it. They just can't.
We won't
buy
be able
it.
to even put this on the podcast.
No, yep, I don't. I mean,
Yeah,
you can
Dan
drink
would appreciate.
it. No,
So
you
wait,
wouldn't.
is it-
1:45?
Is it after
1:59.
2 a.m. or something that you can't
You can,
like,
yeah, you can
purchase any
sell
more
the
alcohol or
bottle.
something?
Yeah, you can sell the bottle anytime before 2 a.m.
Okay.
And then once it's bought, they can drink it. But like if it's 2 a.m., I cannot sell you a bottle.
Yeah. So around 2 a.m. they
That's
start.
the rule since you've been in the industry.
Well, they start kicking everybody out at 2,
Everywhere.
right? Like right
I
around
think
then.
that's and I think the law actually says exactly that.
Yeah, you can
And
drink
then
it,
at
you just can't
2:30,
buy it.
Jerome, no one's allowed to have any alcohol in their hand. That's
Oh,
the
really?
actual. So 30 minutes after two. So exactly what she just said. And then, so that's why a lot of bars will say, okay, so if you're an owner, you'll tell the manager, you'll say, hey, so 2 a.m., we don't want anyone to have alcohol in their hands as an owner. But as a manager, they make you take these liquor courses.
Yeah.
So you know the law, and the law actually is, like she just said, it's at 2:30. So what you really, and it's very hard, you have to make sure no one has alcohol in their hand at 2:30. And they have undercover rangers and stuff. They'll catch this stuff.
They do.
Oh,
They
I'm
really
sure.
do,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, they're hardcore about that. I think like it's a good thing, and it's probably tough for the bar industry to kind of manage that, but it makes sense why they kind of have these rules in place, and they don't want people over consuming, et cetera, serving themselves, et cetera. So I understand, like, when they have like a bottle service, they have to have a lock on there. That's like a mandatory thing.
Well, I think Old Town
And it's
is
different
just,
per state.
Yeah, I think Old Town has just created that in Arizona because obviously we have such crazy nightlife
Yeah.
every weekend. Like other states, you don't have to lock the bottle. You can buy alcohol at 2:30 in the morning.
Where have you
like,
partied in other states besides California?
New York, Chicago.
Have you ever been to Nashville? In Nashville,
Yes,
they make
I love
they
Nashville.
like pour it all in shot glasses, like the entire bottle right away.
Well, yeah, because they figured out the law says you can't bring the bottle out like that. So they have a rule that says if there's this many people, then you can bring out this amount of alcohol to them.
crazy.
So what they did was they just pour it out real quick, and they bring it out in a tree of shots. But you can only order one of those trees. So it's still regulated way harder in Nashville, but Champagne's not. But like the other part is, it really is.
One thing I think it's funny is in Vegas when they have like if you go to Encore Beach or something, and they pour everything into like a kind of like a plastic bottle or whatever. So I see these people ordering like super fancy like Tito's or super fancy like tequilas or something, and then they just pour it into like a pitcher, and they're like,
I don't think that's to the code.
they don't have their bottle displayed, and they're like all butthurt, and I'm just like, who cares, man? Like that's why you get Casa Repo.
Literally. I didn't know that about Nashville. That's crazy.
You didn't know that? Oh, yeah.
When I went,
So
I'm
what
pretty
they
sure
do?
we
Yeah,
like
they
had the bottle, but
no, they won't. They won't.
We went to
They can't bring you the
Ocean
bottle.
somewhere.
They'll bring you the bottle of champagne. They can't bring you the bottle of liquor.
actually, no, I do remember that.
They'll bring
have it
it
in, like, cups.
in a show.
Yeah, they'll bring
and
it in
then
a show,
they pour
but
it out
they-
in
yeah,
front of
they pour it
you, or sometimes they pour it out before they bring it to you. Hey, and so
Put it
this
in the
is
liquor
this is
closet.
an idea I had for a bar. I swear to God, and I got someone to invest on it, and I tried to buy. I just couldn't get the liquor license. It's expensive to get a liquor license. A Series 6 liquor license right now costs $250,000 to get a Series 6 liquor license,
crazy.
and the average bar costs $500,000, and so that's
Yeah.
literally half the cost, and that's just the first purchase.
And that's not even
then
operational
that's-
costs.
Yeah.
Another $1 million, like at least $1 million.
So I had this idea. I go, hey, Four Peaks does this thing where they chill the beer. And so I was like, hey, I don't know if we should post this. I don't want to give away my idea, but I was
edit
like,
about
hey, we'll
stuff.
just give away the tequila the same way Four Peaks talks about how cold their beer is.
Yeah.
Have you heard of how they talk about?
I've
Okay,
never
so
been
their
there.
thing is at Four Peaks, their thing.
Oh, they're the ones that have like the temperature gauge on the wall.
Yes, they have a temperature gauge, and they claim they have the coldest beer. And I've always preached this. Okay, most bars don't have a freezer; they only have a refrigerator, so it keeps it at like 42. A freezer keeps it frozen. So if you go to a shitty bar, they don't have big ice cubes because they don't have a freezer. And but if you go to a bar that I run or something, I just throw a freezer back there so you can keep the nice ice cubes. But the fact is, I also throw the beer mugs in there so that you have a frozen glass and you get a really cold beer. And that's why this little stupid shit actually matters. And this place, Four Peaks, has all this. When you walk in, all their marketing is gauged toward how cold their beer is. And I tell my staff all the time, I go, hey, if you just serve that person one of those chilled mugs that I have in the freezer and not the fridge, they're going to be so much happier. I go, and
for sure.
It costed you
That's
nothing.
true.
You have the fridge there, and I'm always trying to preach it. So back to tequila. Crazy. I think the same thing. The only reason someone wouldn't want your tequila chilled is for what you said. It's because it's watered down.
Yeah, I don't
But
think
if
anyone
it's-
wants a
if it comes
non-chilled
out
tequila
chilled
shot.
already.
Unless it's like in Yeho. I don't think you're supposed to chill in Yeho.
Yeah, but you're drunk and you're drinking a bottle of tequila. You want it chilled,
That's
even if it's in
true.
an Ajo. I'm telling you, it hurts so bad.
I know.
Yes, you're happy that
Hurts so
you're
much
getting
less.
your money's worth, and you're like, oh, I'm getting my money's worth. This hurts so bad. But just imagine if it just came out
Reflux, all kinds of
cold,
stuff. Ah.
and you're like, whoa, I'm getting my money's worth, and this is great. And you might actually buy another bottle because it went down so fast. So I always, since I've been in the industry, and I hate to just keep bragging about myself, I always brought my own ice cubes to work, even when I was a server. I know it sounds like
Oh,
a
yeah,
nerd.
this guy got R&R the nice ice cubes.
I would, but as a server, I would bring
How
my
would you
own
bring
ice.
Like those
cubes in
square ones?
Arizona?
Like those
I
big
would
old-
make a. I bought a tray on Amazon for Amazon. I bought them online or at Target, and I would freeze my cubes.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then
Lacey has some of those.
eventually,
actually.
someone gave me a ice cube maker, so they would be clear. And literally, when I worked at a fine dining restaurant, and this is very standard throughout fine dining. If you have a good server, they bring their own ice cubes. Swear to God, because a lot of owners still have not caught on that you need a freezer. They don't get it. They don't understand it. And I'm telling you, even your company still doesn't get it. Like for exactly what you just said. So I'm always like, people just want. So I wanted to start a bar where when you look at the bar, everything's in a freezer. And so we brag about not our beer being cold, but our shots are served chilled.
What would you do if it's like fogging up? Like you have little window cleaners?
I don't know. Jerome will figure it out.
I'm
Wait,
sure there's
back to this. How did you transport your ice in Arizona?
And
work?
a little. I did it.
This guy
By
was
the time you
dedicated.
got
He was
there, it's
dedicated.
like-
It
And
comes
it's
in
not
with a
just me.
cooler.
I'm not even kidding. You can ask a lot of fine dining servers. That if you're at a really nice restaurant, back in the day, now that everyone has caught onto it in fine dining, from even Steak 44, they finally caught onto it. But back in the day, if you're a real, I did this for 6 years as a fine dining server.
6 years.
6 years, yeah.
Oh my God.
I did
could
this,
never see you as, like, a server.
oh, I'll have to show you some pictures. We'll post one, Jerome, of me in my whole garb with the bib and everything. But I would bring my cubes, and someone would say, "This is why you do it," because someone would say, "I want some Remy," okay, and they would go, "But a real G, someone that actually drinks,
Yeah.
wants it chilled, okay? But it's like you just said, they don't want it watered down, and they'll go, I want a big cube." And these people this is Scottsdale. This is 10 years ago. We're a small town, but in New York City, anywhere you go, they're gonna go into the freezer, pull out a chunk of ice, and they're gonna carve it down with a saw, and it's a whole thing because they
Yeah.
figured this out way before us.
Yeah.
And so the best we could do is just put it in a tray. And then what we finally figured out was if you as a nerd, as a server, you figured out there's a thing you can buy that compresses it down and makes it a clear cube. And now there's people that provide ice have figured this out, but it's still a process. So they do it to a whole plate of ice, and then they cut it. They charge, the average price is $1 to buy one of those cubes.
Well, I think ice plays a big role because I think a lot of people, like some people have some misconceptions about ice. Like sometimes they'll be like,
We're
"Oh,
talking about ice.
I want a little bit of." I know, I don't know why we're talking
Scottsdale
about
on
ice.
the rocks.
But some people put a little bit too little ice, and then their drink melts. But you got to have more more surface area, so that way the drink actually stays cold and the ice doesn't melt. You know what I mean? So the drink stays cold.
I just think it's crazy that you pour out warm tequila and they just drink it and they're happier about
Oh,
it. And
they
you know how
don't-
much that burns?
Okay, but if it's like a guy who doesn't usually come in often or a girl or whatever, and they have a group of 20 people who they're like, these 20 people just want to drink.
Yeah.
They'll just, I'll
They're just
hold
like,
the tray
whatever.
like this, and there's just hands from every direction.
Oh my God!
and at
Just
that
disappears.
point, at that point, they're not going to be like, can you chill this? Because if they do, I'm going to be like, no, take your shot.
What's the-
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So the real reason is you're lazy.
She doesn't want to mix it.
I'm just kidding.
No, I'm down. Like, I'll mix it, but when there's 30 of you staring at me like this,
Oh yeah, when they're
waiting
just
for your
anxious.
shots,
Yeah, right.
I'm
Oh
like-
my God, I know. You're
Why
right.
think
You're
of it
like,
like- why
here,
think of
here,
it
here,
like-
here.
If it's
You're
a
like-
group of like 20 dudes or something, then obviously like whatever. They probably don't care. But if it's like
it's always like the girls in the group that like have no idea who the card holder is that are like,
just whatever.
can I have a shot? Can I have a
So
shot?
do
Can I
you
have
think
two
you're
more?
able at this point in your career, you can discern between, because that is an art, someone that's just out partying and they just want the shot, and then someone that goes out more often than the others, okay? Like, I hate to call it this, but I would say someone that goes out often than others, and you can expect them to always go out, whether it be, you can expect them to always have another bachelorette party. That's not realistic, but you can always expect them to be celebrating something. That's a client. Okay, so have you used that term on people that come in more than others?
I don't like the word client.
I hate it.
I don't like it at all.
Isn't Ramin your client?
My client, well, my first client, and when I first started using the word was I have a friend, my pa, and he just would go out every time. So I
You
was
just
like,
call him a client all the
and so sometimes, there's seasons where people do bachelorette parties, and then but you can always count on your clients. And so my main client.
I like the word regular better.
Yeah.
I think client is just so weird. Like, I'm not selling you a multi-million-dollar house.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not painting your toes and doing your eyelashes. Like, that's a client.
Hey, some bottle girls
But
are.
I like
know.
regular.
I think regulars are better because they're like willing to come in.
So that's what
A
you call them.
client-
So you have regulars.
I don't really think we have like a term.
So do you feel like do you feel like in terms of like a regular customer is like someone who just comes in, you don't have to like do anything, and then a client is more someone that you have to like work on? Do you think is that what you're trying to say?
I feel like regulars
Yeah.
like regulars can just come in for whatever reason they want.
Yeah.
I think clients, I guess, if you have to like put a description to
Yeah,
the
a name
name
to it or something.
Yeah, I feel like that's someone who like expects you to like do the dinners with them,
Yeah.
and then they're gonna come in.
Yeah.
So for
But-
accounting purposes, they're called clients.
Yeah.
Though.
So is that a common thing? Like, you feel like some people you have to like work a little bit harder just to like get their business, or is
Because they're gonna give the business to someone.
I think there are some because obviously like working in the industry, yeah, they're gonna go somewhere.
yeah.
Obviously, at the end of the day, like whether you're a real estate agent, you're gonna do the same shit.
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to get this person
And that's
to
what sets you apart.
buy from you.
Is that you're able to pull them to you instead of versus
try.
because there's so many people that they could just go to celebrate with and have
Yeah.
them pour a bottle of champagne in
Well,
their
and
cup.
I do think like I'm not saying I'm like really really good at bottle service, but I think that's what like sets me apart is that I'm just not like a pushy person. Like,
I think you're the best
if you
in
want to
town.
do dinner with me, then I'll remind you tomorrow about dinner. But if you don't want to
Yeah,
do dinner,
you're
like
whatever.
cool, I will go to dinner by myself.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
I
just
won't,
trying to
but-
give. But I'm just like, you're like, hey, I'm being real. I actually live here, and I know, and I've actually gone out and done this.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, this is what's cool. If you don't believe me, whatever, dude, fuck off. But
Well, that's what usually also like I'll let people know like I can get you any other venue. You don't.
And that's
just
the
have to come
industry.
here, like
that's called upselling, and that's the
Mm-hmm.
industry you're in, and that's the industry that we want to interview as people that's your job is to literally tell these people, hey, there's a reason you should get the Wagyu and not the Choice or the Prime.
Well, I think
But-
if you have a bottle girl that knows what she's doing, like, and she's fun, and she's like, even if she goes to dinner with you or not, whatever happens to be, then sometimes those people just want to be around those bottle girls or whatever, because they're more entertaining, they're more fun, like they're
Yeah.
hilarious, like people that are like super shy, don't say anything, like no one wants a bottle girl like that type
Yeah.
thing, you know, like they want someone that's fun, like someone, even if the girls that are doing like tricks versus not, people that say random stuff or whatever happens to be, it really comes down to just kind of selling yourself and kind of just being fun in general.
yeah. I
And
think it's also like client retention too. Like if I'm pushy off the bat, like all right, well then for New Year's he's not coming in
Yeah.
because you were just pushy for
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, and like you have to keep like
I think
a
that's why.
relationship.
I think that's why certain people, when they do go to bars or something, some people are like dedicated to their particular bar. You know, like they're only going to go to Bottle Blonde. They're only going to go to Hi-Fi. They're only going to go to whatever
they get
happens to be.
treated well at that
yeah.
spot,
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
like-
If they get treated well, they're going to go back, just like any other business. You know, but that's a big thing. Why is it? Do you think that there's like a correlation between being a bottle girl and real estate?
I think
Or
we're just-
eyelashes.
No, I mean
Do you do eyelashes?
no.
What's he talking about?
I don't know. You texted me that
Okay,
also. and I was
so-
like, what?
Jerome's question was, it seems like a lot of bottle girls go to do real estate after they're done being bottle girls, like maybe be late 20s. So my thing is, lately, Jerome,
You just made up a business.
no, I didn't. I follow a lot of bottle girls,
like,
so
yeah,
I
you
have a lot of
Oh, she
on
just
the media.
assu-
So
you just
what I've
assumed.
noticed, the trends that I have noticed
Late
lately.
20s.
Lately, I have noticed the trend is not real estate, especially because interest rates
No,
are really
it's like,
high.
It's like
Oh,
skincare.
yeah.
I've been
That's
noticing.
true.
I've been noticing facials, skincare, all really. But eyelashes.
There is a lot of skincare, yeah,
bro.
recently.
Eyelashes has
It's
been
'cause it's
blowing up
so
on my
easy.
feed
It's so easy, and you can make bank off of one fill.
of eyelashes.
Yeah, but I think like the correlation.
I'm telling you.
What do they do? Glue them? Or what is it?
It's yeah, but it's like when I used to have
Look,
lashes.
you're an
on,
artist.
I don't do these. These are strip lashes. It takes me 2 seconds. Boop.
Really? You know what
But
she
when
means
I
the
used
difference?
to,
You know where they plug them in?
yeah,
Yeah, I've seen that.
It
but
takes like an hour and a half. I can't do all that. Like sitting and laying down. Like no.
yeah, it
Well,
seems
how
like
long
a
does
whole
your hair take?
process.
Like an hour.
That's it.
Mhm.
To dye the whole.
Oh, not to dye it, but like to move it up because this is fake.
Those are extensions?
Yeah.
Stop.
Oh, really?
I think
Oh,
my
and they
real
make
hair
it
is
all
only, like,
match?
this long.
So there was this one time at Bottle Blonde, and anyways, one of my buddies had like a table in the corner. You know that like grass felt like on the wall, whatever. So anyways, this girl was like dancing like on like near the wall, whatever, and all of a sudden she's like calling me. I'm like, what are you
Yeah.
calling me for? So she calls me over and she's like, hey, could you help me? Like my hair's stuck, like her extension was stuck
Her
to the
weave
thing.
was caught?
Yeah, so I ended up having to pull it out of her hair. The weave just stayed stuck to the wall. Oh my God, it was
That would
so
probably
good.
be me.
What?
That's why I can't get
Yeah,
in
it's
fights
hilarious.
because his hair is in my head. If someone were to pull this,
Can you
and
imagine?
They're the
down,
worst fights.
Sav gets in a fight, like all of a sudden she has like a mushroom left. I'm like, what the
they're,
hell?
No,
they're the worst fights, extensions.
no, my nails,
I've seen them.
my hair.
Hey, it gets nuts. It, like it comes out. It gets really. And it's
Do you
in
remember
there.
that one fight a couple years ago that was like in the middle of the street on Sunday Fun Day in front of Hafe? Do you remember that? I can't say. You can
Okay,
cut
I
this.
remember a few.
I know you're
some
talking about-
bloody
You know
fights.
what I'm
It's just-
talking about? And there was a weave, like a blonde weave.
That's got to be the one I'm
in the-
thinking of.
Yeah,
That's the
probably.
one. Yeah.
in the
Hey,
floor,
I've
and I
seen
was
this.
working at Hefe at that point, and everyone was just staring at it. It was the funniest shit in the whole world.
Okay, well, this is a great question. So, we should talk about not high maintenance, but the maintenance. So you're doing weaves, we're doing fake boobs,
Those aren't really
and then
maintenance, though.
you're doing lips.
Yeah, there's
You
no
doing
maintenance
lips?
on boobs. What are you talking about?
It's standard, right? But you did your boobs, okay?
Yeah.
And you did a weave, okay? And what about your lips?
I've had my lips done. I haven't done them since
Would you
May.
say those are the three standard? That's a toolbox
and Botox?
and Botox,
I think
right?
Botox is just like not
We don't
even a
talk
thing.
about it enough. But Jerome,
like
you
given-
have a
it's a
clinic.
given,
Do you
though.
do Botox? At your
Yeah, I do
clinic?
Botox. I have Botox. Yeah.
I think
Botox
every
is
guy should
great.
get Botox.
Yeah.
Hey, is this 4K?
Oh, it's 4K.
No Botox here.
We'll get the
Wait,
wrinkles on
go
Joel.
up.
We got to get him some Botox.
None.
What do you mean none? You have the little.
I've
Joel,
never
we
done a Botox.
We got to take care of you, man. Come on.
No,
You
but
can see the wrinkles
So
there. Come
you're
on.
saying those are the four? Hey, so this is what I'm talking about: maintenance. So we got to do.
gotta do your
the
crow's-
weave,
crow's
gotta
feet. We gotta do your crow's
We got to
feet.
do the lips. We got to do the Botox, and we got to do the boobs. Those are like literally the four standard.
The hair is
Standard.
more important. The boobs are just a one and done, unless you.
But
I
keep
feel like
doing
boobs
it.
are standard.
That's fair. Okay.
Boobs are standard. Once that's like.
Not if you have the
womanhood.
payment plan.
Once you have.
Not if you have the payment. It's monthly.
Hey, what happens?
Hey, and then I'm telling you, I swear to God.
What happens if you stop making
Guys,
payments?
talk to a real plastic surgeon. I swear to God, you guys are
You
wrong
need
on
to
it.
come
Hey,
in to get these out.
hey, because I swear to the payment plan finishes after if you do the 6-year loan, and then you're ready for another set. And I know
6-year
girls.
loan?
Hey, I know girls
No.
that are on their wow. Hey,
Oh shit!
hey, this thing they have it where you replace the boobs.
No, okay. What
Yes,
he's asking.
I'm telling you, I know someone that's on their third boob job and she's 25. Drum.
Third? Oh
You
my
know who I'm talking about.
When did she start?
When she was 17,
Are they getting
her
bigger?
parents signed off.
Bigger and bigger. What's
Wait,
going
no,
on?
I want to answer this though.
Go
if
ahead,
you
go
do
ahead.
a payment plan on tits,
Hunter, do you want to sit in here?
Hunter, get in here. Hunter, hey, sit right here like the guy that eats Cheerios on Sunday
no,
Sunday conversation.
if you stop paying your payment plan and you already have your tits,
Can you imagine you're just asleep? They just take them out.
I've thought about this.
Someone
Scheduling?
repos them.
Hey, I've thought about this.
your tits are now repo.
I think it's covered in the insurance. I think it's covered in the insurance, and that's why they cost so much.
What do you? So it's a payment plan.
When you get
'Cause boobs
boobs,
aren't
the
20K.
doctors have you sign an insurance.
Yeah.
And I think with this payment plan, there's an insurance you pay for as well.
are
That's
boobs,
why
like 5 to 10K
it costs
or
a little
something?
extra
So like now they're like 8,900.
because every once in a while people do want to back out and they're like, "Hey, repo."
Repo.
But you can't do that. And it's like buying a girl a dog. You can't take her dog back.
You could.
Yeah, I do it.
You could do it.
He,
It could be a
he
little
has a
easier
repo
to
dog.
take. You do?
And I think I would repo the boobs. It's a funny question and it's honest. I would be like, "Hey, I'm not paying for this. If you want your credit to be fucked, you need to either go give the boobs back or pay for it, and you transfer
I
the
don't think
loan."
it works like that. I don't
Well, I
think
think
you
me-
can
like,
give the
get-
I think
boobs
it's
back.
just like the dog scenario.
You can't just give the boobs back. They're not going to use them again.
Can't. And they might put the dog down also.
You lose the dog, you lose your tits, you lose your credit.
You stop paying for your boobs, they repo your dog.
You gotta
Collateral?
leverage.
Can you imagine? Oh my God. Yeah, that'd
All
be
right.
terrible.
Oh,
But
already.
anyways, yeah, when Joel starts getting to those payments, we'll see what happens.
Everything's going under right now.
He'll
Oh man.
So-
All right. Well.
well,
we should
anyways.
get Hunter on here. Hunter, come sit right here. Hey, Hey, you gotta sign off on it, Hunter. We won't post it unless you're cool with it. I swear to God.
All right. Well, anyways, thank you for coming, Savannah. Like, we really
Thanks for
appreciate
having
you.
me.
You've been a blast.
Hey,
and we'll
this is
see you
chill,
soon.
right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. You're our first lesbian.
What?
You can edit
All
it.
right.
All right.
Leave it.
Thanks. Love you guys.
All right, love you.
You're our first